On Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, a major victory on Capitol Hill regarding the debt limit deal. The measure is now Senate-bound as it passes the House in a bipartisan vote. And an explosive new evidence revealed in the investigation into the classified documents seized from Mar-a-Lago. Trump caught discussing the documents in a new recording. We have the details. And a Myersville man is in custody on charges of burglary. We have the details on his arrest coming up on Sunrise.
Look at that, very nice view, courtesy of the Cuero ISD WeatherBug camera there in Cuero. Hurricane season begins today. No hurricanes out there now, but there is something we're watching already. We'll give you the details on that coming up in your forecast.
A local soccer club is hosting tryouts over the summer. See how you can participate in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain.
I'm Trey Mining.
And today it's the first day of June 2023. The time is now 6:30 on your Thursday morning, and today it's National World Milk Day. So I like to buy soy milk at the grocery store, Trey.
Soy milk, yeah.
You like soy milk too? I do like to indulge in whole milk every now and then.
Just every now and then on that one. Don't go crazy on that one.
And the oat milk is good in the coffee. There's so many different kinds of milk out there.
Exactly. It gives it a little creamy appearance and taste.
It's so good. The milk in Mexico, ooh, totally different. So good. We could talk about milk all day.
Very true, exactly. So let's talk about milk later on, weather right now. How about that? And speaking of hot and humid, warm milk, it'll be definitely warm out there currently. Look at the live view again from Cuero, courtesy of the Cuero ISD WeatherBug camera. And temperatures in Victoria, we have currently about 69 degrees, and that's pretty uniform everywhere we go this morning around the region. With a 6 mile visibility, no problems there as well. We're saturated 100% humidity, so definitely on the humid side. And looking at a few rain showers coming in sitting there in San Patricio County, south of Refugio, maybe near Rockport. And had a few earlier near Cedar. That one's pretty much has been zapped by the dry air. They try to move inland, but there's a lot of dry air in the mid-upper levels of the atmosphere currently, so that kind of zaps those storms from getting going anywhere further than about maybe southern Victoria County. But today, though, the moisture is in place in the low levels. There'll be increasing instability added with the daytime heat, allow those clouds to form skyward and build skyward and develop a few rain showers here and there around the region. And temperatures currently in the upper 70s or 80 degrees along the immediate coast. Matter of fact, Rockport down 1 degree since last hour. They're 79 degrees. They were 80 degrees last hour. And we're near 70 degrees in Victoria. Some 60s up there in areas near Cuero, Gonzales area, Hallettsville, with a little bit dry air there. But everyone's going to be rather hot today with high temperatures near 90 degrees. And we'll look at this and the tropics coming up a little bit later on in the full forecast to come. Make it a great day today and stay cool. I know you will do that. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Trey. The House voted Wednesday to pass the debt ceiling bill. This comes just days before the U.S. government is expected to run out of money to pay its bills. The legislation passed 314 to 117 with support from both Democrats and Republicans. However, 71 Republicans and 46 Democrats voted against the measure. The deal, made by President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, would cap some government spending over the next 2 years and raise the $31.4 trillion U.S. debt ceiling beyond next year's elections. We'll go to Washington for the latest on the deal later on Sunrise. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie set to enter the 2024 presidential race. This marks the second presidential campaign for Christie, who finished 6th in the 2016 New Hampshire primary before dropping out of the race entirely. He then endorsed Donald Trump just days before Super Tuesday, lending a credible name to the former president's momentum at the time. But Christie has emerged as a vocal critic of Trump after the then president refused to concede his loss to Biden and push baseless claims of widespread election fraud. And now to the explosive new reporting on former President Trump regarding his handling of classified documents. A new audio recording could be a crucial piece of evidence for federal investigators.
This morning, ABC News confirming federal prosecutors are in possession of an audio recording from nearly 2 years ago where former President Trump appears to acknowledge having classified documents. ABC News has not obtained the recording, but sources say Trump references a document which he claimed was about a potential attack on Iran, while indicating he was aware of the legal concerns surrounding the possession of the secret document. The audio was recorded in the summer of 2021, more than a year before FBI agents searched Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort, seizing more than 100 classified documents after Trump's team failed to comply with a subpoena. The recording also reportedly includes Trump saying he was not sure if he could declassify records after leaving the White House.
I took the documents I'm allowed to.
Trump has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing as the special counsel investigated whether he violated the law or put national security at risk. Trump has insisted the recovered documents were automatically declassified.
Did you ever show those classified documents to anyone?
Not really. I would have the right to. By the way, they were declassified
What do you mean, not really?
after. Not that I can think of.
This is all coming as Trump's feud with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis intensifies.
Mr. Trump, what's your response to Ron DeSantis calling you out by name?
Yesterday, both Republican presidential candidates were in Iowa, where Trump called DeSantis a very disloyal person during a radio interview. DeSantis is trailing Trump in the polls by double digits, but he's telling voters that Trump is unable to win another general election.
The tired dogmas of the past are inadequate for a vibrant future. We have to look forward. We can't look backwards. We must have the courage to lead, and we must have the strength to win.
Meanwhile, the Republican field to take on Trump is getting more crowded. Former Vice President Mike Pence and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie are both expected to announce their candidacies next week. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Reacting to the audio recording, Trump's lawyers call it leaks from radical partisans behind what they call a political persecution. A Myersville man accused of stealing property from a northern Goliad County church is now in custody. Philip Moss faces a charge of burglary this morning after his arrest yesterday in DeWitt County. Moss is currently housed in the Goliad County Jail. After an 8-day research mission aboard the International Space Station, the crew of the Axiom X-2 spacecraft returned to Earth. The splashdown concluded the second space station mission, organized, equipped, and trained entirely at private expense by Axiom, a 7-year-old Houston-based venture headed by NASA's former ISS program manager. The Axiom crew was led by retired NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson, who holds the U.S. record for the most time spent in orbit with 665 days in space over 3 long-duration missions to the ISS, including 10 spacewalks. Mission specialists included 2 astronauts from Saudi Arabia, a fighter pilot for the Royal Saudi Air Force, and a biomedical scientist in cancer stem cell research. And here are some of the top headlines you can read in this week's Crow Record. The Texas Hunger Initiative and No Kid Hungry program will be providing meals for children and teens this summer. And longtime Crow hospital nurse Wilma Reedy retires, plus a local insurance company provides scholarships to 4 Crow High School students. You can read these stories and more at DeWittCountyToday.com. The time is now 6:37 on your Thursday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. A 2-story apartment fire kills 4 children in Memphis. Plus, we'll have the latest on the debt limit deal as it moves to the Senate.
Take a look on the outside. Plan my day, Port Lavaca, 7 a.m., sunny skies, 72 degrees. Lunchtime, 12 noon, 86 degrees, 87 degrees at 4 o'clock. Southerly winds coming in off the Gulf of Mexico, keeping the humidity high and the risk of showers in our forecast. We'll talk about that coming up in your full forecast. Good morning. Trey Mining here. Let's take a look at the future tracker. We have southerly winds off the Gulf of Mexico, of course. You see that with the little wind arrows here, and that's going to keep that moisture high. And some rain chances today, not as widespread as this model is indicating. It's mainly indicating where the model thinks that more than likely the area that the rain showers will form as you go throughout the day. So through Victoria as we go toward the afternoon hours, and cooling down, and of course calming down in the overnight. And it gives another rain shower chance coming up for your Friday, kind of hit and miss as you go throughout the next couple of days. So keep that in mind. But definitely going to be hot no matter where you go, with temperatures near 90 degrees, which is actually right at normal for this time of year here in Victoria. And we'll see this rainfall model, now this weather model, temperature model goes through the next couple of days, keeping the temperatures pretty much on the consistent side, near 90 degrees, which is just exactly where we should be normally this time of year for both overnight low and daytime high. A little bit warmer ahead towards Freeport under high pressure cell there. So with us, heat is on, of course, near normal temperatures, and some rain chances. The forecast comes up a little bit later on before we go. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. A soccer academy is in the Crossroads to help develop athletes in the area. That's coming up in sports.
At Crossroads, a newly founded soccer club is hosting a tryout for both boys and girls starting early next week. The Corpus Christi Sharks have been around for multiple years, but this is only the beginning for the Sharks in Victoria. The academy will be having tryouts next week starting June 6th and continuing through Thursday, June 8th for both boys and girls. The team has ties with the soccer clubs Arsenal from England and Austin FC. The top athletes in the group can have the opportunity to play for those clubs if they are good enough. If you would like more information, go to our website, crossroadstoday.com. The Victoria Generals had their season opener last night against the Baton Rouge Rougarou, and the Generals had a 2-run lead heading into the bottom of the ninth, but the Rougarou would walk it off and win 5-4. The first home game for the Generals is Sunday at 7:05. That's your 25 Sports Now.
Thank you, Gino. All right, we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today. Plus, you can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today. Plus, now to the race to raise the debt ceiling. The agreement brokered by the president and the House Speaker is headed to the Senate. After winning strong support in the House, Senate leaders are planning to work quickly with financial markets watching and a June 5th default deadline looming.
On the House floor, a major win for the debt limit deal.
Yeas are 314, the nays are 117. The bill is passed.
A true bipartisan effort with 165 Democrats and 149 Republicans voting yes, delivering almost 100 more votes than needed to pass the deal struck between the president and the House Speaker. In a statement, President Biden salutes the House vote, calling the budget agreement a bipartisan compromise and saying it protects critical programs that millions of hardworking families, students, and veterans count on. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy celebrating.
I thought it'd be almost impossible just to get to 218.
The legislation agreed to by President Biden and Speaker McCarthy calls for pulling back billions of dollars in unused COVID relief and IRS funding, ending the federal student loan repayment freeze in August, and preserving Social Security, Medicaid, and veterans benefits. The bill now Senate-bound, where it faced bipartisan backlash before even formally arriving on the chamber floor.
Deficit reduction cannot just be about cutting programs that working families, the children, the sick, the elderly, and the poor depend upon.
Instead of confronting this existential threat head on, this deal is racked with complacency and false, cowardly compromise.
And right after that House vote, Senate Leader Chuck Schumer took the procedural step of adding the debt limit bill to the Senate calendar. That chamber now has 4 days to pass it before the Treasury Secretary warns the U.S. could run out of money to cover its bills. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Leading us to your viewer poll, we want to know, do you approve or disapprove of the job Congress is doing? Okay, let's take a look. 13% of you say you approve and 87% of you say you disapprove. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. You can also scan the QR code right there on your screen. The Goliad Advanced Guard says Goliad ISD is now ready to move forward with facility improvements at all 3 of its campuses. This comes after the district's $75 million bond issue passed on May 6th. It includes the construction of a new middle school in the district. The time is now 6:45 on your Thursday morning. Still to come, we learn about a pickleball tournament supporting classroom grants for Victoria ISD students and teachers. All right, time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy 9th birthday to Faith. Mommy, Daddy, and Ellie love you. Hope you have a great day. You deserve it, baby girl.
And Spider-Man Tom Holland, star of the live-action movies, is 27 today. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Spider-Man. And actress and comedian Amy Schumer with a birthday today. She's 42.
And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click on More and under Home. You see the KVU, submit your birthday.
All right, happy birthday if you're celebrating one today. The time is now 6:46 on your Thursday morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back. A two-story apartment fire kills 4 children in Memphis. Authorities say they responded to a call Wednesday afternoon. City leaders say the victims were a pair of 4-year-olds, a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. The Memphis Fire Department says the blaze caused roughly $52,000 worth of damage. No word yet on what ignited the fire. An investigation is underway. The South Carolina store owner who fatally shot a 14-year-old in the back on Sunday is now charged with murder. 58-year-old Rick Chow was arrested Monday and charged with murder in the death of Cyrus Carmack Belton. Authorities say the teen entered the convenience store on Park Lane Road in Columbia around 8 p.m. The store owner wrongly accused the teen of shoplifting and chased him after a confrontation. Chow's son says Carmack Belton had a gun, which is when the owner shot him in the back as he was running away. Investigators say there is no evidence that Carmack Belton stole anything whatsoever. At least 4 townhomes were destroyed following a fire in Pennsylvania. Crews were called to the scene at Georgetown Estates in the Cecil Township shortly before 4 p.m. Authorities say the fire started in the garage of an end unit. 4 townhomes were completely destroyed while 2 others were damaged. People were home at the time of the fire, but everyone got out and there were no injuries reported. It's not clear what started the fire. The incident is under investigation. 2 people are hurt after a small plane went down in a Detroit neighborhood Wednesday night. It's not clear what caused the plane to go down in a small residential backyard. The pilot and the passenger suffered minor injuries after the aircraft struck a tree and then a garage. Witnesses say the single-engine plane appeared to lose power before it went down. Federal investigators from the NTSB are working to determine a cause of the crash. U.S. Customs and Border Protection says it found about $38 million worth of meth inside of a shipment of kale at a checkpoint on the U.S.-Mexico border in California. The agency says a man driving a tractor trailer was going through the Otay Mesa cargo facility with a shipment of kale. When officers referred him for further examination, they discovered 268 packages in the kale containing nearly 6,000 pounds of methamphetamine. The driver was detained and turned over to the custody of Homeland Security Investigations for further investigation. ERCOT has launched a website designed to keep all Texans informed before, during, and after any possible power interruptions. It's known as the Texas Advisory and Notification System, or TXANS for short. This website features the current state of the state's electrical grid as well as any situations where public action is needed. There's also a Weather Watch section for any weather conditions that may impact the electrical grid. And here are some of the top headlines you can read in this week's Port Lavaca Wave. Law enforcement made 25 weekly arrests in the month of May. A couple in Rosenberg bought the Navidad Hotel with plans to rebuild the building to its original state. Plus, the Calhoun County Library received an anonymous donation of $15,000. You can read these stories and more at theportlavacawave.com. And we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And now let's get a look at that forecast with First Windstorm Team meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey, how's it looking out there?
Well, looking warm and humid definitely on the outside, and maybe a rain shower or 2 in your neighborhood. Pretty quiet currently on the outside with cloudy to partly cloudy skies for the remainder of the day today with some pop-up rain showers here and there, mainly in the afternoon from Victoria northward. So about 20% chances. The chances are small, but you may be lucky to get one in your neighborhood. Cool you down a little bit. 90 degrees today. Stay cool, everybody. Partly cloudy skies. Isolated rain shower in the forecast area here. Overnight lows will be about 68 to 70 degrees. Low to mid 70s along the immediate coast. Mostly clear skies and humid. And again, like today, tomorrow will be about the same, 90 degrees for the projected high. Partly cloudy skies here and there, isolated rain shower, and 20% chances of rain take us through the rest of the time period on kind of a normal, if you will, Weather pattern, highs near 90, lows near 70 with scattered isolated rain shower chances. Maybe a little bit drier coming up by Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Keeping the highs very consistent and normally where it should be. 90 degrees each day, lows near 70. Stay cool, everybody. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful day. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today, and join James, Don, Matt, Karina, and Gina today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.